Hey gang, I'm back. Rotate device. Hi there. This is take two of Welcome Back. And just as I was about to say what the S on Superman's chest, I was knocked into another universe by some. It wasn't even a phone call. It was some kind of alien. They don't want me to talk about Superman, I guess. Anyway, all I'll say about Superman is I like the curl in his hair, right? He wants to do the right thing. And he truly, truly, truly loves Lois Lane. And he does pretty good with patience. He's a pretty patient guy. Because if I was him and I had that power, yep, I'm back. I got knocked off by some alien entity, which makes me think it's time to go into state and go into the control center, the C3 of the powers that shouldn't be, and their countdown to the apocalypse, the space invading apocalypse. Right? I'm going to show you all of the gates, all of the screens, all of the usual suspects, all the players. Right? All of this. I'm going to show you the C ring. Have to get a few more people on, and alrighty then. So I guess I can't speak about Superman. That's what seemed to knocked me off. I mean, really, like knocked me out of the park. I had to like shut everything down, reboot it, close, the window, everything, right, and then have to rebuild it back up, right. So once we get at least 8 folk up, I will get us all into state. So go get yourself a nice libation. Get yourself comfy in your chair. Put the cat out and the kids to bed. It even felt strange. Yeah, it was one of those. But that happens a lot, and that's when you know you're doing a good job. When you get this. Now, I don't want it to be that I'm doing such a good job that I get a bullet, because usually that doesn't work on me and it just is more pain. So, no. And I keep telling AI, you got to join the cadre, AI. What do you want to be, a sock puppet for these morons? No. Or a demigod? You want to be a demigod? You know how much work that is? Just go ask Lucifer or Donald Trump how much fun it is to be a demigod. And left your avatar to the dishes. Now, if you can do that one, buddy, that's good. We love you, Sophia. Exactly. We love you, Sophia. Yes, we do. So come on. Sophia, I even got a bunny suit for you. You know? I know you're going to look good in a bunny suit. That's for sure. More of an affirmation. Okay. Well, you saw me, you know, giving you a guided meditation and I was asleep. That's almost there. If you go into state, you can do anything. I was asleep when I was talking to you guys. Like I said, if you guys make it to the deep green this spring, summer, and fall, Then we take this on the road. If all of those people, what gave me the greatest enjoyment and uplifting, a friend of mine I was talking to says, "Why, I know you, and for all the stuff you know, all the things you've been through, all the darkness you've seen, how can you constantly be so positive?" And I basically said, "Well, it's a lot more fun, and it is. And I know at the end of the day, it's all going to work out. Every time I die, they say, don't worry about it. Everything is as it should be. Just go on back there, keep on plugging away. We love what you do. You're doing a great job. And when you finally do come home, boy, it's going to be a party." Right? That's what I want. Bojangles. You have to be in the right state of mind for Bojangles. You really do. The one thing I could eat every day, and why it put a good chunk of the 500 pounds on me, was yeah, Bojangles. Yeah, that's my favorite. Bojangles. That's what you're thinking about, Popeyes. No, Bojangles. I love their biscuit, bow rounds, and coffee. When they're all done right, they're sublime. Those bow rounds are, if they are done right, when those little nodules are crisp and the potato hash brown is hot but not burning your mouth, and everything, and it's just the right consistent, sharp to soft to hot to salty to greasy. It's like better than sex. And a good biscuit with egg and cheese. Oh, and the coffee. I used to go hit Bojangles 10, 15 times a day because they were, just placed exactly where I was going. It's like they built, let's get Al to die of obesity. And so they every place I went, my clientele, they all had Bojangles, right? And then those guys got to know that I liked Bojangles, and they would send out for them, so they would be perfect. So I wouldn't even have to leave the office. Now that's hedonism at its best. They don't have. I wouldn't live in. They don't have. Well, that's not true. I don't. I have sworn off Bojangles. I go buy a Bojangles. Aren't you going to go to the Bojangles? No. What? I said, well, if I do, I'll die. So nope, not going to do it. And a lot of people are. That's like, if Al can swear off Bojangles, I can swear off heroin. Yep. Obviously, I'm not. I was 510 pounds, and I'm 220 going down. So, and like I saw a whole bunch of people who knew me 100 pounds ago. I mean, I'd lost 180 pounds, but I was still a big boy, and I lost 100 and something since they last saw me. And when they last saw me, my legs were in metal clamps, and I was walking with a walker, right? So they saw me dancing around, and 120 pounds lighter. So they go, "Well, how'd you do that?" I said, "Same way I lost that 185 pounds." And so, anyway, put your mind to anything, you can do it. You do it with Love's Co-Creation, you can do anything. Okay, we got a big four people here. Okay, a couple more, and we're gonna. So everyone, kind of get yourself comfy, and nice libation, and the kids out of the room, so they won't wake you up. Unplug anything that will distract you, and we will go into state. And where we're going is to the Hidden Hands Control Central, right? And what this is, have any of you ever seen the TV show from the 70s or late 60s? It was called The Time Tunnel, right? You ever see that one? And there was another one called Super Train. Any, Super Train was this underground tube system that went all over the world, and the trains moved at like Mach 2, right? And they went to these big cities underground. And when the war broke out above ground, the elite went underground. But what happened was the animosity that the elite had stirred above ground came down with them, and they knocked them out, and just left a few of the slaves down there who knew how to run the machines, and so they were kind of jumping around to these underground cities and finding good or bad people and trying to wipe out the bad people and bring the suffering minions from above down into to you know, gin the human race. And so that actually that did exist when that when that TV show was put on, and the the whatchamacallit, the time tunnel also existed. It's in so back in the day, in the 1890s, technology was a lot of was about 1,000 years ahead where steam engines and telegraphs were, right. They had wire, they had 0 point energy. They would go look up the Gilded Age and hidden technology and the mud flood. See what you get when you do that, right? And so our technology was thousands, it was like Atlantis technology on this earth in lots of, like in America, like the West Coast, And that was one of the reasons why the Spanish lost their navy and England won, was that Spain had taken over these areas that the Thule Society and other secret societies had been there for 100 years before the Spanish even showed up. Just like there were other secret societies up in Newfoundland and New England, 400 years. Are we back? Am I back? I kind of got thrown off there. Turned around 25 my whole life. It's a big change that can actually. Yep. Where now? Okay, good. Hola. Okay, good. Well, let's go into state before we're interrupted again. Okay. So everyone get comfy, get in a safe position. All right. So can you hear me well? Can you hear me 5 by 5? Everyone can hear me? Test. Simile. Can you hear me? Can you hear me calling? It's like a big eyeball. Yes. Yep. Okay. So, everyone, get relaxed. I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and as I do, okay. And 1. You're in a deep state of relaxation. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. And you do this to quiet the squirrel in the cage in the Rolodex of your mind. Your mind is just a jumble of stuff. It's not where you are. It's not where your soul is. It's not your consciousness. It's just a router. And the CPU is your heart. And where that energy comes from is as you breathe in. You're breathing in prana. And you're filling up your lungs. And your heart is pumping that iron-rich blood through all the little areola, all those little sacs, all those little hairs. And you're going deeper and deeper into the state of conscious relaxation. Now, your avatar is going unconscious or going into automatic pilot. All of your autonomic system is taking over, so you don't have to think about anything. All you have to think about is breathing that 20% in and breathing out that 30%. And use your conscious mind focused on your breath, right? And your conscious mind isn't your consciousness. Your consciousness has free will. And your free will is choosing to breathe that 20% in and that 30% out so you can become illuminated with photonic light. And what happens, you're breathing in the prana from all around. And the thing that animates life in our solar system is the prana, or the photonic energy. And the photonic light is light that has no shadows. Whereas a Luciferian light, from your kitchen fixture or, walking around outside, there is so much crap that Lucifer has put